So in this video, I wanted to briefly talk about this rollerball pen. It's called the Ohto CR02. And this is a capped rollerball. It's from Ohto, the Japanese pen manufacturer. And this pen is widely available. You can find it on Amazon, some places like that. It's full metal. So it is something a lot of people are looking for in this sort of like higher end or executive style pen. It's quite well made. It looks great. And it sells for like $20 to $25 typically. Sometimes you'll see it like $18, sometimes it's $27, depending on the color and where you're buying it and the time of year and all that. But again, it's a relatively affordable pen given the quality level and those sorts of things. The pen is very much related to this pen, which we reviewed in a previous video. This is called the CR01. As you might recall, this is a relatively large capped rollerball, definitely related to the CR02. This one, again, is on the wider side and has, notably has a rubber grip right here, which I didn't really love. And just the aesthetics of this front piece, I really don't like. But otherwise, it's a nice metal rollerball. If you're looking for something capped, something quite stylish, again, you're looking to spend under $30. That's not a huge group of pens. And the CR01 is a popular choice in that. The CR02 has the same feature set essentially, but it's quite a bit thinner. You can see the two compared to each other. It's a good deal thinner. And the CR02 has a metal grip section. So if you're worried about that rubber or you don't like it, the feel of it, or maybe you don't like how it ages, so those rubber grip sections tend to get dirty and worn down, you have an all metal grip section here and you have a much simpler front end. Let's do a quick comparison of these two. There's the CR01 and the CR02. You can see the I'm getting these confused now. The CR02 is much thinner and it is essentially a column, whereas this one is slightly angled and it's rubberized. Okay, so let's look at the CR02 kind of just on its own without the context of the CR01. We see the full metal body, metal cap here. I guess it's not really a cap. It's kind of this top piece that's metal. It looks like an eraser. Obviously, it's not an eraser. That's just an end piece. We see a band here. Again, also metal. Doesn't say anything on that. The metal grip, metal front end. The cap is a silent cap. Just sorts of pops on like this. No sound and just kind of as a pressure fit. I don't love the feel, honestly, but it does do its job properly. There's some light branding on the cap here. It says Ohto Japan, and there it says CR02, metal clip, and then that same metal finial or top, whatever you want to call it. This pen is sold in a number of colors. This is the wine. It's kind of like a very dark purplish. It's called wine. I don't know, it looks like wine, like dark purple. It's not really reddish. It might appear slightly brownish on video. It's not brown in person. It's much more of a metallic purple. I really like this color, but if you want to just get into a black or a silver or something like that, they do sell kind of more standard colors. I thought this was a fun experiment. Metal clip works quite well. It's kind of like, pretty standard, just stamped metal. Nothing fancy there. As far as the refill goes, it's a little squeaky. Sorry about that. We see a Ohto ceramic refill rollerball, the C305 0.5 millimeter, made in Japan. And it's kind of pressure fit in there. It's not like a Mont Blanc where it screws in, it just sort of presses in and holds it in really nicely. And that means the whole apparatus can be really held in place with no wiggle. These Ohto ceramic refills I really like them. I think they're quite nice. They have a 0.7 that I prefer, but I have no complaints with this one. You have limited flexibility. Maybe you do have a spring, but the spring is probably in the back. Let me check that. Yeah, you have a spring in the back. So you don't need the spring in the front. You just have the spring in the back to keep everything nice and tight. There's limited flexibility as to what other refills you can get in here. You don't have the flexibility of like a Pilot G2 or Pentel. I don't think most of those will fit. The refill is similar to the CR01, same sort of setup there. So that's not like an upgrade or downgrade. That's consistent. As far as the writing goes, the pen is on the thin side. It's definitely, I guess that's why you would buy the 02 as opposed to the 01, you want a thinner pen. So I wouldn't ding it for that. It is thin, and the grip is metal, and the grip is straight. So it doesn't make any contours or allowances for your hand. You have to keep that in mind. That's just the way it's shaped, and you have to be happy with that. The pen itself it's a reasonable size, but it is thin, and I feel like I hold this one too tight, which it's on the thin side and it's metal and there's no grippiness, but I do like it. And actually with the writing experience, I prefer the CR02 to the CR01, and I'm okay with it being thinner, and I do prefer the metal grip as opposed to the rubber. The Ohto ceramic is a really nice rollerball refill. If you want an old school rollerball refill, this is one of my favorites. Again, I usually size up in this one and go to the 0.7. I think they might have a 1.0 as well, but this black 0.5 is excellent, and it really does well on this sort of copy paper. It just kind of glides really nicely. There's no problem keeping up. Really nice dark line. The pen has that sort of press on, kind of mushy feel with no snap or anything, which is nice because it's quiet. It just doesn't feel that good. Kind of just like mushes on, and it's fine, but I don't love that. You can post it, and it's actually pretty nice posted. It looks, look at that seam, is really well done there. Then I love this finish. This wine finish has a satin finish. It's metallic. It's not that shiny. It doesn't pick up any fingerprints, whatever. I really do like the coating on here. I think it looks great. The little silver accent here is actually, it's a little blurry, but I think it looks cool. And then you could have CR02 there so you can remember what pen you have. Not a major issue, but nice to have. So yeah, I think that pretty much covers it. I really like the CR02. Personally, I prefer it over the CR01, but the two are quite similar. It really comes down to whether you want a wider pen or not, and if you want a rubber grip or a metal one. Between those two, you should be able to pick. CR02 comes in a few different colors, I think. Pricing-wise, they're pretty similar, and obviously same refill and same clip and all that. Just that really it's about the width and then the grip. So I like this pen a lot, and if you're looking for a rollerball, a capped rollerball, I guess, in the sub $30 range, they call it sub 30, but realistically it's around 20 right now, I think, then I would recommend this one. I think it's a nice pickup. And out of the Ohtos I bought recently, which would be the CR01, the CR02, and then the GS01, that's the knock one in that weird green color I reviewed maybe 6 months ago. I've been using the CR02 the most. So that's just my personal preference, but good data point for everyone. So thanks for watching.